Now, political forces in Egypt have decided on who will write the country's new constitution, ending a row that lasted nearly 3 months. A special panel consisting of 100 members of parliament will be tasked with the job. Egypt's military council suspended the constitution when they took power in the wake of last year's uprising that toppled President Hosni Mubarak. The country has since plunged into unrest with numerous protests and demonstrations against the ruling army and demands for change. At the end of next week, there will be a presidential election runoff in which a Muslim Brotherhood candidate faces Mubarak's former prime minister. But while politicians are struggling for power, they pay little attention to the problems and needs of people, as Paulus Lear now reports.
It took this farmer 47 years to accumulate his wealth and just 1 week to lose a third of it.
One morning I opened this place and found 3 buffalo lying down. They wouldn't eat or drink anything. All the houses in this village, all the farmers here lost cattle.
Within a month, foot and mouth disease killed thousands of cattle, buffalo, sheep and other livestock across Egypt. In March, the United Nations declared it a catastrophe and warned the epidemic could threaten human food supplies far and wide. But Egyptian politicians were too busy with the revolution to take much notice.
The government did not do anything for us. Our animals are dying one by one and no one does anything.
Egyptians say the situation has been worsened by a climate of corruption.
All government employees are undersalaried, underpaid, so corruption is very common. This made businessmen nearly free to do anything.
When it was found out a new strain on the disease had hit Egypt, it sent heart rate soaring and prices rocketing. People got afraid and stopped buying meat, choosing instead to eat chicken and fish. This pushed the price of poultry up by more than 50%, while the cost of meat remained the same. Hussein says he's lost 60% of his business and is struggling to make ends meet.
Things keep getting worse. No one's buying from me anymore. People are waiting to hear they can trust the meat.
But they might be waiting a while.
After the revolution, this has never affected the state. The state is the same old corrupted state. Only the people show difference. They do not resort to silence. They protest. But the state, the main bureaucracy, has never changed.
Doctors have taken to the streets to protest against a government budget proposal that allocates less than 5% of spending to the health sector. But they're despondent.
Priorities are not right. The previous regimes, say Mubarak and Sadat, perhaps they thought their security, the regime security, is the paramount, most important issue for them. So they spent a lot of money on it. There was a lot of loopholes where our taxes disappeared. There were a lot of corruption, and with all this, what is left for actual improvement of health services was minor.
And so behind the country's political jockeying is an unfolding public health disaster, with potentially much larger implications for Egypt than what happens on the political front. Paulus Lear, RT, Giza.